Hello, hello, and welcome once again to Meatballcraft, Dimensional Ascension, Arcana Edition. We do, in fact, have a plan today, and I also am doing something slightly different this time. I have notes. That's right. I have a small little script. It's not super scripted, but it's a to-do list of sorts, right? Of things that we're going to do today to try and keep myself on track, because I know I tend to be a bit scatterbrained. I tend to wander a bit. I wanna be focused today because we've got some stuff we have to do. We have to take care of. We need to get in. I need to explain some astral sorcery. Uh, I also need to explain some Abyssalcraft and why we won't be going to the Abyssal Wastelands today, because we could, but there's a reason why we're not. It's technical issues. It's not Sagnah's fault. It's not the fault of the pack dev. It's Abyssalcraft's fault. But I'll be explaining myself. We're also going to make the Tinker's Armor today. Get excited! Technically, we could have made the Tinker's Armor a lot earlier. As soon as we got the Steel Leaf from that Thumbcraft UFO, we could have made Tinker's Armor, but I wanted to do a bit of research. And really, make sure that I was looking correctly at everything. And I wanted to know what we were going to make it out of. I've made my decisions. I've made my choices. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Press 8 to get rid of that, and 9 to get rid of that. Okay. So, first things first, before we go anywhere, say goodbye to this armor because we'll be getting rid of it in a moment. In fact, I'm actually going to go to the trouble of taking my invisibility cloak from the Aether off so you can see it one last time. Farewell. Look at my plain old basic Steve. Everybody's got a custom Steve these days. Everyone's got a custom Minecraft guy. Back in the day, nobody had one. I guess it's more of a modern Minecraft thing. Maybe after I finish this series, I'll put like a scar on his face or something. Just the more modded Minecraft I play, every pack I finish, I'll scar my Steve in some way to represent all the stuff he's gone through. But we have something important to do from the start, okay? And it is this. We need to begin working on going into the Betweenlands. I don't know if we'll be going to the Betweenlands this episode. It depends on whether or not the Dire Pick works on Mazestone or not. We're going to answer that question. However, to go to the Betweenlands, okay, we need to make a Dark Druid altar and a Druid spawn egg. You notice both of these are already checked off. I've done these. This is freaky. I don't like it at all. As I started reading the pages of the Necronomicon, I became aware of something. My destiny may be predetermined, and something is responsible for it. No, not sainagh, the pack author. There is an order of druids that worships those that have written the Book of the Dead, and they, for some reason, have chosen me for a task I cannot avoid. Now that I have read the pages, I know this, and I know where they come from. They'll pay! Right? Okay. The Dark Druid altar is not that difficult to make. You need 3 plain stone, which is easy. The ball of moss, which is just 9 moss cobblestone in a row, and of course you can grow ivy, so that's not that big of a deal. Right. You need Cyclops eyes from Divine RPG, which are made from killing the yellowish tan Cyclopses from Divine RPG. You get shards from them. 9 of them make an eye. Apparently, you can also make Cyclopsian stuff out of it, which I haven't done. You need a Shadow Bar, which of course we know how to do that. Rupee, Armalite, and go ahead. Where are you? Finally, we need the Transmutation Gem. This is for Abyssalcraft. This item can alter the properties of other materials. This is probably the first thing you're going to make in a Necronomicon ritual. It takes 4 blaze powder, 2 ender pearls, 2 diamonds, and a corallium pearl. Okay, and it costs 300 PE or potential energy. Location anywhere. You can do it anywhere. It's not location specific, and you get a Transmutation Gem. Okay, now notice the Transmutation Gem does say it has 10 charges. Okay, that means it can be used 10 times before it breaks. The Transmutation Gem can also be enchanted with Mending, and if it has Mending, you can either feed it XP normally by carrying it around in your hotbar and killing enemies, or you can also put it in one of these Ender IO fluid tanks that has liquid XP in it, and that will repair it automatically. However, it's actually not difficult to make those, because we have the ability to... Everything has an EMC value here except for the Corallium Pearl. And the way to make Corallium Pearls is when you're underground in the swamp, in Corallium-infested swamps, you'll find these gem clusters, Corallium gems, which drop from this Corallium ore. Okay, and it says Corallium ore is craftable, and it is, but it's very expensive. Corallium ore if you craft it up, you can create clusters of it, right? This is a cluster of 9. This is a cluster of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, etc. Okay. We could also theoretically make corallium seeds if we wanted. Now you may ask, why do you craft this up? Well, basically the way this works is it needs... Oh, where is it? Don't do this to me. There it is. It needs 9. Okay, you need 9 of them. If you put 9 of them together and surround it with stone, it creates corallium infused stone. And this is the way you're supposed to do this in normal Abyssalcraft. This isn't something sainagh did. This is the way you're supposed to handle it. You can then cook this corallium infused stone to get a corallium pearl. However, I did it slightly differently because there's a way to multiply this. If you put it in a redstone furnace from thermal expansion that has the flux anodizers augment, you can get double your pearls out of this. And also if you throw your corallium ore itself into the crusher, you can double it as well. So throwing your stuff in the crusher and then cooking it in an oven that has flux anodizers allows you to double this twice. So that is why we actually have quite a few pearls. I think they're upstairs. Whoa, that is some lag. It's the ravens. sainagh mentioned it to me. As I've already said, these are recorded ahead of time. sainagh has mentioned in one of my comment sections that it's the ravens that are doing it, and he removes them from a more recent update. And as soon as I can figure out how to update this pack without causing it to explode, I'll definitely do that. But anyway, we actually have 10 of these. I haven't cooked the rest because there's some things that require raw corallium infused stone as a crafting ingredient. But we have 18 of these, so I don't really feel the huge need to enchant my transmutation gem. I've already used it 6 times, as you can see. Now then, before we go any further, I'm going to take this stuff. We already had the Dark Druid spawn egg. The Dark Druid spawn egg is also craftable. I don't quite remember what was needed for that. What did you need? It wasn't difficult. Yeah, it's just a bunch of gems surrounding a basic scroll from Abyssalcraft, and scrolls from Abyssalcraft are made in a Necronomicon ritual using 4 books and 100 PE, so they're pretty simple. I think you can use the scrolls to make custom magic spells, but I don't know much about that. So we're actually making another spawn egg as well, and we will be making 2 of these. I must have gotten that mixed up. It's this way, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, this is a spawn evoker. Okay, this is an evoker spawn egg. As you may notice, my health looks a little bit different. This is because I went and got a Woot shard of the Ender Dragon. Okay, and then I used it to get a ton of green hearts. So we now have 10 of each except the blue. The blue hearts drop from evokers. Now, I think evokers, according to the something I read in the quests somewhere in this giant mess, it mentions that there's a dimension we're coming to eventually where they will spawn naturally and we can just fight evokers there normally. However, it's also possible to craft an evoker spawn egg, and that's exactly what I'm doing, because this way I can woot him and then put him in the grinder, and then I can get 10 blue hearts for my last amount of health I can get from the health canister. Okay, so we are actually going to, first thing we're going to do today, I'm not going to do the Evoker right now. We're actually doing the Druid. So, because I want to maybe go into the Betweenlands today. Okay. So, let's go ahead and take this outside, because I don't really want to do this in my house. And then we will woot both of these gentlemen and proceed from there. Because I'd kind of like to have this running while we're doing this. So, I think we're going to do... We'll do the Druid first. Or no, we'll do the Evoker first is what we'll do. So, there's the Evoker. Hello. Oh, wow. He is not dissuaded by my presence at all. He knows where I am. Probably should have had my wand out for this, but nobody ever accused me of being a smart man. Aha! And he dropped a blue one, too. Nice. Now we have Vexes everywhere, unfortunately. You little... Definitely should have got my wand out for this one. We good? Any more? Get out of here. No, I think we're good. Okay. We got a Totem of Undying, which, hey, check that out. It has EMC value. Put that on the table. We also got a blue heart dropped by Evokers. Nice. And we got his shard so we can make a thing out of him if we want to. Let's go ahead and do one of these. Where's my wand? Have I put all of my wands away? Why on earth would I have ever done that? That is a delusional thing for me to do. We're not fighting the druid without a wand, because druids have combat telekinesis. They'll pick you up and chuck you. So it's advised to have a ranged weapon to fight them. So the way the Betweenlands is supposed to work, okay, in vanilla Minecraft, right? If it's the mod itself isn't being modified by other mods or mod packs, right? Is you go to a swamp, you find that plinth that we craft. Normally it's not craftable. You find it, right? And Dark Druids will spawn around it. And as you kill Dark Druids, they will drop key fragments. We'll just take this one. There's my pyromancy wand, but where on earth is my lightning wand? Did I leave it on the pedestal? No. Where's my lightning wand? I've been working on leveling up a lightning wand. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Wand of Sparks. I'm blind. We'll use the Wand of Sparks for this, because I do need to put levels on this thing. I'm trying to slowly level up so I have a Master Wand of each element. I'm focusing on the weaponized elements first, the fire, the ice, the lightning. We'll do ice next, because Ice Shard is a staple. Anyway, you kill druids, and they drop key fragments. Once each of the key fragments is specific. Like there's like a key handle, there's a key teeth, there's like key shaft, right? And once you have all of the shards, you can fully assemble a key. And that will allow you to use it on the plinth with some stuff, and you can essentially open a portal to where we're going. This is essentially, we craft our own plinth, and then we craft Dark Druid eggs. Dark Druid eggs are... Right, I just showed this. It's the diamonds in the basic scroll. Let's go ahead and do this. There's a Dark Druid. He's very spooky looking. Boop. See, he's levitating me now. There we go. I got him, though. Now, normally you'd have to craft tons of Dark Druid eggs and get them. You see, I didn't even get a key piece from him, right? It's not a common drop. So I'm using Woot to cheese this. And by the way, I'm also using this. I don't think I've explained this. Bewitchment has a substance called Dragon's Blood Resin. To get it, you have to use, as the thing says, use a bowline on Dragon's Blood tree. Thanks for the tip, Sainagh. People who don't know anything about Bewitchment would be really confused about that. You use a bowline on a tree to make these slashes, and then it will slowly drip the Dragon's Blood Resin over time. This vacuum chest here is just catching everything that drips. And interestingly enough, apparently there's a craft tweaker substance in this pack that he has made that essentially you use some of the tech mod stuff that can make plastic to turn Dragon's Blood Resin into a magical plastic, which I find very funny. So, first things first on the menu, we're going to take this Ender Shard and we're going to turn the Dark Druid one into a thing and plug it into our system. Because, I mean, my first rational reaction to being a Sekid to a dimension full of monsters and then finding out a cult of druids is responsible for it, is definitely to hunt one down and torture him to death for fun, right? That is a completely sane and rational response that I think anyone else would have. And just to double check, actually I have it over here, don't I? The factory controller is base and core slammed onto the shard, and the core is an iron plate and a prism on a core die. So we're going to need a core die. We have plenty of plates. There we go. Then it is this one, Dark Druid. There we go. What tier are you? Tier 2? Oh, you're cheap. You're a cheapo boy. I also have moved all of my shards so into this chest. Or, no, excuse me, to this barrel. So this is all the ones that I've captured. I've also begun the process of going out and getting each of the Electro Blob's remnants of the different element. This is one of the ones that drops the fire elemental dust. These dusts can be used to turn normal Electro Blob's crystals into into the good ones, into the larger elemental crystals that are used to do some certain transactions. Put that away. We'll put the one blue heart away. You're a surprise tool that'll help us later. And then we will also put the Evoker here as well. There we go. He's going in here because he's important and I don't want to forget him. I have some other stuff to show you, but we wanted to start this first because I don't know how long it's going to take to get key shards out of this guy. We're gonna torture his soul for all eternity until he gives us what we want. We're the good guys. All things are justified in desperation. This is becoming a very dark episode. Don't worry, it's going to get worse because we're going to get into Abyssalcraft. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've gotten up to and how you can do it for yourself. This has already been disconnected. Okay, throw that down. There we go. And it's already grinding. See, Swamp Talisman piece. Chance 100%. Ooh, he has a 100% chance to drop these. So I've also added looting upgrades to this. Looting upgrades 1, 2, and 3. I didn't have this on before because I didn't feel it was necessary. See, these are all the different shard pieces. Swamp Talisman piece. Swamp Talisman piece. Swamp Talisman piece, right? As it's calibrating. Each of these pieces, I believe there's 4 of them that you need to make the key. Once we have all 4, I'm actually going to turn this off. This is actually happening faster than I thought. But anyway, the purpose of the looting is when I was farming the Ender Dragon, it only has a 10% chance to drop green hearts by default. But if you have all 3 of the looting upgrades, it has like an 80% chance to drop. Okay. Where on earth are the shards? Or the key pieces? Oh, there they are. Okay, Swamp Talisman piece, Swamp Talisman piece. Okay. And these are all the eyes of Cyclopses that I got when I was farming a Cyclops to try and get a Cyclops skull. The reason I've got them back here is these are the fully repaired ones. If you'll notice, they actually have some pretty good traits in Thaumcraft. Specifically that 30, I'm not sure what that is, but that's like legendary creatures. It's like mythos is what that element is. That's a pretty rare element. The fact that the Cyclops eyes each give 30 of that and 30 pre-cantato too is pretty good. So I'm saving the fully repaired eyes. Anyway, now that we've done that, okay, we've started that farm. Let's go ahead and formally retire our armor. It's time. It's time. It's time to retire our armor. We're moving up in the world. We need upgrades. Okay. I'm actually gonna repair this armor. And we're gonna put it on an armor stand. It may have the enchantments pulled off of it at a later date because I do have full magic protection on each of these. But for now, we're going to let this armor rest in glory because we are going to make upgrades. Rest in power, King. Okay. So, let's talk about Tinkers. So, Tinkers is actually 2 mods. One of them is made by the original guy, and another one is an add-on that is made as a complement to it. Tinker's Construct is what lets us make the tools and weapons, right? Tinker's Armory is what lets us make the armor, and it is a different mod that is made by somebody else, but it's meant to go with Tinker's and complement it. So, Tinker's Armory doesn't have all of the different stuff that Tinker's Construct does. Tinker's Construct is more supported than Tinker's Armory is. But we do have some access to some nice things. And in fact, let me get the book and show you because I want to explain why I'm not doing something. In vanilla Tinker's Armory, that doesn't have any other mods in it, and thus doesn't have any truly unusual materials. The best core material to make in terms of raw stats is going to be Manulin. It's going to be Manulin, okay? I think it has yes. If we go to armor traits, Manulin has, as a core, a durability of 19.7, a defense of 20. Its perk is Vengeful. Your attackers might not feel great after hitting you, which I think it has a chance to debuff them when they hit you. However, with modded, there are better materials out there to make the core out of. As far as I can tell, the strongest thing we could make the core out of that's available to us is Boron Nitride, and I might sneeze in a moment, and I apologize for that. But Boron Nitride is from Nuclearcraft. It has a durability of 21, which is very high. A defense of 20, which is very high. This is objectively better than Manulin, just in terms of stats. In addition to that, it has Ambitious, you gain additional XP, and Spiny, getting hurt deals damage to the attacker at the cost of durability. This is an extremely potent core. I kind of wanted to use Cubic Boron Nitride, but the problem is I can't. And it's because it's Nuclearcraft stuff. cubic boron nitride. Okay, so first of all, we need a pressurizer, which can turn hexagonal boron nitride into cubic boron nitride. Okay, so we'd have to make a whole new processor and do that. Well, how do we get the hexagonal boron nitride? Well, as you can see, we can grind cubic into it, but there's one way to get it. The crystallizer. We would need a crystallizer too, precipitate solids from a solution. So we would need the crystallizer, the pressurizer, and then we would need boron nitride solution. Well, okay, how do we get that? Well, it's made from the chemical reactor. Okay. The fluid enricher can turn boron nitride solution out of water and hexagonal, but that's recursive. We don't care about that. We want to know how to make it, right? So to make it, you need water and boron nitride solution as the output from blending ammonia and boric acid, which is made in a chemical reactor, which is yet another block we would have to make that we don't have. And then we would have to make ammonia and boron nitride, right? And we would have to make nitrogen and hydrogen, and we would have to go make all these collectors and centrifuges, and it's not happening, right? It's not happening. Okay, so I have, after looking through stuff, I've made my picks for what I'm going to do. All right, and it's this. So for the first two, actually, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We shouldn't need more than that, I think. We're going to melt these emeralds, because emeralds are actually the only material that needs to be melted. The other two can be crafted straight up on the table because they're not metals, funnily enough. So my core is going to be prismarine, okay? So we're going to do chestplate core. Helmet core. Leggings core. And boots core. There we go. It also, I need to mention, for the record, another problem is when your stuff starts to break, you use the core material to repair it. So we would need even more boron nitride to repair the armor when it started to break. Okay, which is a huge issue. Then for the plates, sponge is objectively the best plate. Okay, the best for plates. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Okay. And then this is the last thing that we need, the trim, and it's going to have to be poured because it is one of these. Please, no, I don't want emerald gears. Thank you. We're going to need armor trim. Material cost 1. Right. So we put that in here. We're almost done. So sponge is objectively, while that's cooking, I'll show you. Sponge is like objectively the best in terms of plate. It's shockingly good. If you make your core out of it, it has a durability of 21, which is very high, but a defense of 1, which is very low. It's not a bad durability trim for trim. It's got a durability of 13 and absorbent. Your armor gets stronger in water and rain. Plates, however, it's objectively the best plates, like objectively. It has a modifier of 1.2 for your base durability. It adds an additional 13 durability, and it has an outrageous 5 toughness, which is damage reduction. I don't think anything else has 5 toughness. Let me actually run through that real quick. What would obsidian has toughness of 3.5, sponge has 5, iron has 0. Any contenders here? Ardite has 4, so Ardite's pretty close. Steel is 4.5. It's better than steel. No, I don't see anything. Yeah, there's nothing better. And then for the trim, I normally go with cactus, so that enemies that attack me get damaged, much like how my battle sign works. However, I always go with cactus, and while I was looking through materials in U, I noticed there's actually something pretty interesting, which is emeralds. So I don't care about Good Friday Agreement, okay? Good Friday Agreement is iron golems will not attack a player having this trait. So we're not really getting harassed by iron golems. Iron golems aren't really that much of a threat even in vanilla Minecraft, in my opinion. But like this modded Minecraft pack, we haven't even seen one, right? I don't even think they spawn normally. I'd have to make them. So I don't care about this. But terra firma is interesting. Solid earth. While this tool is in your hand or this armor is worn, you will heal over time. Now, also note, it has crazy high durability as trim. 13.5 is really, really good. So I thought, you know what? This time I'll go with emerald trim. and we'll see how that works out for me. It has very high durability. I don't care about the Good Friday Agreement thing, but the perk where it slowly heals me over time does interest me. I don't think it's going to save me from like emergency situations, but it might give me some sustainability when we go into dungeons and do a lot of exploring. So, there we go. There's our 4 trim. Good Friday Agreement, terra firma. Now then, we can make this on not the tool forge, not the tool station. Sorry, where do we make this? Do I need to make a whole new table that I've forgotten about? I might. Armor Forge, I sure do. We need to make a whole new table for this. That's fine. I forgot about this, that you can't make it. We'll make it out of iron. So it's going to be 3 seared blocks and armor station. That's 4 patterns. Do I have patterns on my tablet? No, we don't. Oh my goodness. Well, we can make them. If I recall correctly, the patterns are like this, right? Yeah, they are. And then I can teach them to do that. And then we need a... Go ahead and put this on the table as well, just so I can summon one if I need it. And what did you say? The armor station is made just by like that? Okay. Do one of these. I would have done this ahead of time, so you didn't have to see this, but I forgot all about this, actually. And let's go ahead and put this on the table as well, just in case. Okay. Now, I don't think the armor station is what I do this on, is it? Are you what I build this on? Maybe. I don't know if you can handle this, though. Let's try. I think you need the big boy one if you're using materials that are made of metal. I think. Oh no, we absolutely can. And you see, you get a preview of it. Doesn't that look cool? Okay, we can make it here. Prismarine Helmet, Aqua Speed, Rough, Absorbent, Good Friday Agreement, Terra Firma. Not bad stats. Aqua Speed, by the way, is from the Prismarine. It has pretty good core stats, and it has a bootleg version of Spiny. Rough makes it so that enemies that attack you take damage, and they take more damage the less durability your armor has, so the more damage you get, the worse it hurts. Aqua Speed makes you really good underwater. You are move unhindered in the water, essentially, which is a good combo with the Absorbent Sponge. So let's go ahead and go straight down the line. Yep. And then we do this. Yep. And then we do boots. Nice. And that's what we look like in totality. We look like a some kind of weird sponge samurai, but that's Tinker's armor now. Okay, we are... Don't look at me. I'm embarrassed. Don't look. It looks pretty okay. It doesn't look bad for Minecraft, right? It's pretty okay. So let me go ahead and put the sponge and the emeralds back on the table. Prismarine doesn't have a value, so I can't do anything with that. Let me put the Tinker's Armory book back. And then we will check on our druid. I think he's probably given me all the pieces by now. Sorry, I just have never played a pack where I've gotten much of a big chance to play with Woot. So I'm just wooting everything because it's fun. Because, I don't know, I guess I'm just a horrible person at heart. You're telling me I can torture stuff out of people indefinitely? I'm in. I'm down. Okay, so, yeah, we definitely have all the pieces. Let me go ahead and pull that lever. We don't need that anymore. Your suffering is over for now. Okay. We're going to need one of these, one of these, one of these, and one of those. There we go. Okay. I don't know if we'll be going to the Betweenlands this episode. We might, if we have time. I have to hurry, though, because we've got a lot to do. I think... How do we craft this exactly? think this is the top, right? And then it's like that, and then it's like that, and that. Hang on, I don't remember quite. Oh, right. We use the Druid altar to craft it. That's right. And we put the pieces on the Druid altar. That's how this works. Okay. Well then. I should also mention, by the way, that once your Druid altar... Like I said, in vanilla Betweenlands, the Druid altars are found out in the wilderness, and they're indestructible. You can't break them. Or at least I don't think you can. This is essentially, this is pretty common what Sainagh has done, where you craft the Dark Druid altar to get in here. This is what it looks like. I placed it in here because I think it looks cool and it kind of matches the aesthetic of this place. But even though it says it's harvestable with a pickaxe, that's a lie. And in fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to have to cheat to do this, so bear with me. But even though I'm doing this as a public service announcement because it looks cool and you can decorate with them too if you're willing to craft more of them. But even though it says effective tool harvestable, it's not. If you do that, it breaks. Okay, and you'd have to make another one. Game mode 1. I'm just doing this as a public service announcement so you can see it, that is in fact how that works. Dark Druid, give me that. Thank you. I just want you to see that so you can be aware of it. Don't be fooled. In this case, the tooltip is wrong. Okay, you can't harvest it. But you can make more of them if you want, but for decorative purposes. But I just wanted you to know that. Once you place it down, make sure it's where you want it to be unless you're ready to make another one. But anyway, I think we can just, yeah, we can do this, 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 and this. And there we go. They all just sort of float up, and there's a little animation. Let me move out of the way so the tags aren't showing. There we go. They all sort of slowly gather together. The thunderstorm outside is very appropriate for this. And then it makes the key. Is the key ready to be claimed? Yeah, it is. There we go. All right, we now have a key. Give me that. Okay. And this key can be used to open a portal, which looks like a giant tree. I'll show you. I'm not going to make it now, but well, actually I will. I was going to say let me sleep on it, but actually the dark and stormy night is very appropriate for the Betweenlands. So let me just go ahead and do it then. Where do we want this tree? Maybe over here? Oh, that's right. I don't have my my cloak on because I wanted to show you. I'm so used to being invisible, I'm just walking out into danger like it's nothing. Let me put the cloak back on. I'm not used to people seeing me. I'm just like, yeah, let me go for a stroll in my neighborhood. Excuse me. You coming for me too, buddy? Yeah, he got real hurt on my new armor, on my shiny new armor. I guess I'll kill you too. We might, because bad things can come out of this portal. It's not great. I might do it, maybe not this close to my house. I don't want hags or anything or wights to come out of there. Maybe that island way over there would suffice. Because over there is near where the Shoggoths are. You know, I've been meaning to clear out those Shoggoths. Maybe it would be better to put it on there and use that as an excuse to kill the Shoggoths. Yeah, I think we might. You know what? Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do that. We're going to wipe out those Shoggoths. I don't have to. It's completely unnecessary, but I'm going to because I think they've had their run of the place long enough. Let's see, do I still have my big wand? My big boy wand? Or did I put it away? I put it away, didn't I? Like some kind of fool. Oh, wait, no, there it is. Since it's night and raining, now is actually the ideal time to do it, so we're going to do it now. As I mentioned before, and this will be a good limit test. This actually works out. This will be a good test of my new armor. As I mentioned before, magic damage doesn't work on Shoggoths. Neither does any kind of range attack. Guns won't. Anything that's coded to work like an arrow will just be reflected automatically. But zombies can in fact throw hands with Shoggoths, and they're pretty good at it too. As we've demonstrated that one time. I'm significantly more armored this time. I have a lot more health, and more importantly, I have tools necessary to break the stuff that is down there. So we're going to go ahead and just throw hands with them, I think, is what we're going to do. Let me do this real quick. Do I have that thing? Conjured items last twice as long. Yes, take that. I don't want summoned zombies to be husks, because I think husks are armed with bows, are they not? I'll check that. Let me check and see if that's true. If I summon a zombie and it's a husk, do you have a bow or do you still punch? Because if you have a bow, you're useless to me. No, you punch. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, never mind. We'll take that too because husks are tougher. Let's go ahead and clear out this Shoggoth nest. I think these guys have had their way with our area long enough. I don't think they've despawned. They might have, but I think we're pretty okay down here. No, they haven't. They have not. Just get distracted by those, please. I'm taking heavy damage on my feet. But this is what you need to break, the Shoggoth biomass. This is what needs to be broken. I think my invisibility is fooling them. I don't think they can see me. They're definitely seeing the... There's so many of them in here. I think I'm going to just focus on breaking the biomass so we don't get more of them, because this is a losing battle. This is why you don't mess with Shoggoths. I'd be ripped apart if I wasn't invisible. You can clearly see why I'm so scared. Everyone who plays Abyssalcraft is scared of them. For good reason. Especially when you go into a nest like this. They just keep coming. Are these corail? Oh, these are water crystals. Okay, I was wondering if those were corail crystals, because Abyssalcraft has interaction with Thaumcraft. Corallium is an element. Oh, hey, look. They made a decorative... Oh, that's a decorative Yogg statue. That's not the real one. There we go. Just chew on them for a while I break these. Wow, they are ripping my zombies apart. Let me summon them over here so you can be a chew toy. Come over here and fight. There we go. Get him off the biomass so I can actually break it. There we go. We have now officially, quote-unquote, cleared out a nest, because once we finish killing these guys off... yeah, that's right. There we go. Nest is cleared. Nice. We got a lot less flesh for that than I thought we would. Let me go ahead and light this place up. We need some... we need some glowstone up in here. Now, normally, this is how you have to get monolith stone to get involved in Abyssalcraft. So I guess this is a pretty good tutorial. Well, there's a lot of crystals in here, too. Like, this whole area is made of monolith stone. Normally, this is how you get it, is you knock over one of these nests. They have decorative statues for all of these guys. I like how Azathoth is not even remotely human-looking. He's like an eyeball starfish, which is very appropriate for the Lovecraft mythos. But thankfully, unbelievably, sainagh has chosen to be so generous about this. Note Monolith stone has an EMC value, which means you only need one of these. Additionally, some of the structures outside in Darklands biomes, they, let me just get a shovel real quick. Yeah, this. They actually have monolith stone in their construction as decorative bits, so you don't even have to deal with Shoggoths to get immediately to get involved in Abyssalcraft stuff. I cannot tell you how generous that is of him. Much like how making blank runes from blood magic have an EMC value, giving the monolith stone an EMC value is unbelievably generous. Thank you, sainagh. It is so obnoxious in other mod packs having to do this to get anywhere in Abyssalcraft. Anyway, we do this for a reason, so let's go ahead and fulfill that purpose. First of all, we need to do a tiny bit of landscaping, which we can accomplish with a single bucket of water. And it's this. Get all this. All this grass away. Okay. So. I think right about here in the middle. Yeah. Get out of here. Okay. This is, if I recall, how we use the swamp talisman. I'm sorry, is it not how we use the swamp talisman? Hang on. I may be dumb. Wait a minute, let me mark that spot, because that's where I want it. How does one... Does he have advice on this? Because I don't... It's been a while since I've done this. I have the pages. Those guys will pay. Is there... It would be under... Book of Worlds, wouldn't it? Notice he even used the key for the picture, because the key's really cool looking. Erebus Caves, the Betweenlands. The Betweenlands, not unlike the Erebus Caves, do not appear to exist within 3 dimensions of space that senses can feel. Because of slices that can sometimes be seen, it's evident that this place is located on Terra, but it exists in higher dimensions, making it impossible to perceive 3-dimensional beings. So he doesn't actually tell us how to use the key. I'm very dumb, which is unfortunate. There's no tooltip there for that. I thought... There was a tooltip for this somewhere. I remember seeing it. Insert 4 saplings to start spawning. But that's if you want to make more druids. Right? How do we... Right, and you can make another key using slimy bone, moss, and life crystal if you get trapped on the other side. That's a way to get back if something terrible happens to your portal. I don't remember how you use the key though. I'll check it out in a minute. I don't want to waste time googling something here, but we do have the key and we know where we want to put the tree because I wasn't necessarily planning on going here this episode anyway. We have stuff we need to take care of in the deep dark and in other places. So that's dealt with. Okay, we can take that off of our list. Okay. Now, there's 2 other things I wanna touch on before we get out of here. One is I have made an Extra Utilities Quarry for quarrying purposes, and we're gonna go ahead and set that up real fast. I've already got everything we need for it. The reason I'm doing it is because I want to get into Project EMC more, but to do that I need to make more power flowers. I need to make more of those setups. Now, because we have a Shadow Beast Woot shard, we don't need the crystals anymore. The large crystals, I can make as many of those as I want, right? That's not what's holding us back now. These things right here. Shadow gems. Don't need those anymore. We got tons. What's holding me back is these. Sapphires, Jade, and Amethyst, which are used in tandem to make the alchemical catalyst, which is a content tweaker object he's made. And we need these to make all of the different blocks, okay? Glowstone, glass, and shadow gems we have in theoretically infinite amounts. The alchemical crystal is what's stopping us, okay? Now, sapphires, jade, and amethyst all spawn at the bottom of the world. I could go mining for them, or I could get something to do that for me. Okay. Now, if we go down here, and I dug a hole at the bottom of this shaft to go hunting for astral sorcery rock crystals, because there are actually quite a few near our location. Don't worry about that hole. So this is the configuration that the thing needs. It is one block in the center, surrounded on all 6 sides. Okay. And I just smashed through that like some kind of violent moron. Just put that back. There we go. So, jeez, I'm sorry. Let me just trash those seeds real fast because I don't want them. You know what? Throw out the ender pearl too. I don't care. Okay. So, to make this, we need a quantum quarry and 6 quantum quarry actuators. The actuators are not cheap. So, the quantum quarry, to make it, you need end stone, stone burnt, and then a magical snow globe. To make the magical snow globe, you need to craft this. I swear, you crows. I'm glad sainagh nukes all of you in an update. I thought you were cool at first, now you're not. To do this, you need to craft it with this, so you need nether stars to make it. That's the only real limiting factor here. You need glass, a sapling, a snowball, some kind of grass block, some kind of wood, some kind of door, an ender pearl, and another star. Now, it says, an entire world contained within a small glass globe. Perhaps our universe is not so different. To activate this globe, it must travel to any 7 of the following biome types. You can either hold the globe in your inventory or throw it on the ground. Now, I was going to go on an epic journey to fill mine out, and when I teleported to a place using Journey Map, the teleportation markers, it instantly filled out all of them. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it means that technically when you travel via Journey Map teleportation token, I think you actually just fly at incredibly high no clipping speeds to the location. I'm not sure if you're actually teleporting there, because it cleared all of them instantly, because I think I passed over 7 different biome types to reach the desert. Because that was my plan. I was going to teleport to the desert and then work my way back home and have all the things. I teleported to the desert and had all of them. So that's how that works. Use this to make the actuator. Mine's from a hypothetical dimension that might have existed. Requires actuators to be attached to all sides. So to make this, we do this, and then we're going to do one of these. Okay. Now this by itself does nothing, but with the actuators, okay, A-C-T-U-A, actuators. So the actuators are end stone, stone burnt, an end rod, and a builder from RF Tools, used with a quarry card to mine automatically. Now, they tell you to start with one of these, but I went ahead and made 7 of them instead of just stopping at 1, because they're not that expensive once you have everything in place. The coke brick ovens are pretty easy to craft. They're just dried bricks, sand, and treated wood planks. Real might is common. Living gold is just a block of gold that's been sat next to a pure daisy. Restonia crystals are it's redstone that's been hit by that laser, so it's really easy to make. And the diamond gears are made from gold gears surrounded by diamonds. They're not that difficult to deal with, okay? So I just made 7 of them, and I have a real quarry, but I also have the quantum quarry. I wanted to try this out because I've never used it. So the way this works is you have to put them on all sides, and you also have to attach them by clicking to the correct... I have trapped myself like a fool. You have to attach them by clicking to those sides. Like, I can't put this down here because I have to be looking at that facing. I have to do that. There we go. And now, this is a full quantum quarry. You see, it can contain 200,000 FE. It can hold 200,000 energy. Now we have several slots present here. If present, the quarry will auto-destroy any items that do not match the filter. We can filter it. We can put an enchanted book in it, such as Silk Touch or Fortune, and we can put a biome marker to change the biome this hypothetically mines from. I already have one, which is Alps Foothills. The reason I'm doing the Alps Foothills is they are a mountain, added by Biomes of Plenty, and emeralds spawn in mountain biomes. So if we're getting emeralds from this, we will know that we are in the right place to be getting the other gems. That's going to be my litmus test, is if emeralds start popping out of this, we'll know. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this large super solid storage. And this is going to be storage. And then I'm also going to take a trash chest, which everything piped in here gets deleted. And we're going to put that there. We also have 2 item conduits, and I made another flux point at significant expense to attach this to my network. So what this is we are going to go ahead and turn this on and attach it, and I'm just going to let it run for a while. The trash can is eventually I'm going to start filtering stuff out of it. My only real goal here for now is I want to get those 3 gems in abundance so I can start really flexing on my EMC. I really want that stuff. Now, I've heard some people say that these are really server friendly. I've heard other people say they cause tremendous amounts of lag. I don't know who to trust or believe, so we're just going to find out. If it ends up this not being... I'm sorry, do you not connect to these? Excuse me. Do item conduits not connect? Oh, you know what we may have to do? We may have to... I suspect what we may have to do is one of these large storage. Hang on, let me do another one. I think I know why. Yeah, we're going to have to do another one. So I think what happens is it auto-outputs to nearby inventory, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have a large storage next to it for it to auto-output into, and then we're going to have to do this. Because it won't treat this as pipes themselves, but we can have it output to an inventory and then have it connected like that. So we'll leave the trash can off for now, but we will do that. And then I will put you on the Sorcerer's Dripwork Network. There we go. It's taking 20k a round to make, and every 20k, I think, it's generating an object, is how this works. Holy crap. Yeah, see, it's already chewing through stuff. We're getting cobblestone slabs, too. I think it must have simulated some kind of structure that it just tore apart. I'm not sure. We'll let this run for a while. We've got plenty of space for it. Now, I do want to check how much that's taking from my my network, because I did upgrade my network, which is why I'm pleased. I made some resonant tier upgrades and applied them to all 4 of my things. So we are making quite a bit of energy here. The magmatic dynamos and the steams are all... Hang on, where are we at on energy? 3, 2... Holy crap, that thing is blowing through all of our power. Okay. I can't leave this on for very long. I don't know if... Can we install a switch on that and just turn it off? Can we lever this thing? And I did not mean to make 64 of those, but okay. Can I throw a lever on that and turn it off, or does it have to physically be broken? I'm sorry, is there a... Oh, Lord Rain's Husk. Why are you still here, buddy? Oh! Did I either accidentally summoned him, or he... Wow, did he last this long because of that ring? That's crazy. Let me see if I can turn that off with a lever, because I might only turn this on occasionally to farm. If I put a lever on you, will you stop? No, but I can make it so you're redstone on. Right, and that stops you. So now you're redstone on, so when I turn this lever on, you'll start. Okay, that's good. And we are getting emeralds. Hey, we're getting emeralds, so it's digging the right depth. That's really all I needed to know. That's excellent. Okay, so we will eventually get those things out of it. And I might actually end up... putting a fortune book in there. By the way, one more thing before we get out of here and go do exploring and things. You can make specific enchantments, just in case you didn't know. And as soon as I'm not starving to death and can no longer run, I'll show you how. There is a specific block in here. I think it is a... what are you? You're a thermal expansion one. It's called the Arcane Ensorceler. And basically you can put a book in here, and then you can put objects, and you can get specific enchanted books out of it, right? Like, hey, mending, right? And the way this works is... Arcane... there it is. So, I can put a book and a rose bush in, and I'll get a thorns, right? I can put a book and rotten flesh, and I'll get smite. I can put a book and nether quartz and get sharpness. Now, this does cost essence of knowledge, which is normally obtained via thermal foundation stuff. You can do instabulation. The instabulation apparatus can auto-kill mobs that you've put in Pokeballs and get you stuff, right? And that's how you're supposed to get it. However, don't bother. as I mentioned before, not only does Industrial Foregoing provide ore dictionary, it provides an ore dic thing that lets you switch between different kinds of silver or copper or whatever. Industrial Foregoing also provides a fluid dictionary converter. There is a fluid dic as well, and it's pretty cheap to make this thing too. It's any of the frames, any of these machine frames with 2 buckets, an iron gear, some plastic, and 2 glass. Right, it's pretty cheap. And it'll let you turn any of the liquid XPs into Essence of Knowledge, right? So I have, just to show you, let me get rid of this water real fast, I'm sorry. I have thrown my dank out like some kind of fumbling idiot. But what you can do is you can take a bucket, right, and then you can do this. Take it out of, I've got a ton of XP in a system here. I've got this fluid dic cassette to convert liquid XP buckets into Essence of Knowledge at a 1-to-1. So I just put it in there, and then it will put the liquid essence in here, which apparently it's floating. It's an anti-gravity substance because it flips the bucket upside down, but you can get it that way, and it requires that as well. So I actually made a mending book just as an example of what you can do with it. It takes a while to cook though, so don't expect it to be super quick, because it's not. But you can make certain enchantments, so if you need them for certain things, it's an option. Anyway, okay, I can make a Fortune 3 and put in that, and it can get me stuff. So the last thing I want to explain before we get out of here, we're going to make the dire pick as well, but the last thing I want to explain is I was looking for troll tusks. I was trying to get trolls to spawn. Couldn't get them to spawn. I think I mentioned this. I found out how to do it. Trolls are actually really tall. They're taller than you think they are. Even if you see one in person, you may not realize how tall they are. They're taller than Endermen. They're like 4.5 blocks tall. The reason none of them were spawning is because I didn't have enough headroom for them. That's literally the reason why. So I went ahead and knocked out three more using the hammer, so it turned it into a 6 high caverns instead of 3s, and suddenly trolls started spawning. Actually, I think the key has to be made. Hang on, does the key has to be made of one of those? Yeah, it does. It's a basic crafting. Sorry about that. And let's go ahead and actually let's make the dire pick as well while we're doing it. Because I found a Shubby coin, which I'm still not going to try and pronounce the other part. She's Shubby now. I hope she isn't offended, because if she is, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And we're also about to go outside and do all the Abyssalcraft stuff, so let's go ahead and take this. And we're going to need a soul vial with a pig for this as well. Also, they have a thing I've noticed. There's a thing to make the... how do I put it? It's up in here. It's under the Book of Creation. They want you to make like roosts for your chickens, because that's better, right? He mentions it. It's in the Book of Creation, I think. Yeah, here it is. He's like, hey, make these, right? You can get, without having to go to Erebus, you can get petrified wood, amber, and eucalyptus, because there's structures that make them, that are used to build them. The problem, is, one, you need awakened draconium for this. But 2, to make the compact machines miniaturization field protector, which lets you shrink things, that's the idea. You build this full-size structure, then shrink it down, and it turns into the roost, right? That's what compact machines is it's a shrink ray. It lets you shrink stuff. The problem is, I can do every single thing here without that much trouble, except for this, the borax from Nuclearcraft. I actually have to get into Nuclearcraft to do this. I need a crystallizer. I need to be able to make borax solution, which means I need a fluid enricher and a chemical reactor. I need to be able to make boric acid and sodium fluoride and a ton of other stuff. Like, it's nuts. So that's the reason I haven't gotten into this yet. Technically, you could make roosts without going to Erebus, I think. I'm pretty sure everything you need is here, but I just wanted to point that out. And just to show you, because I think that's actually why I made that mending book. Technically, transmutation gems aren't that expensive, but I'm going to show you how you can repair them. If, for whatever reason, I don't know, it's a problem. Is you can do one of these, then you can do one of these and one of these. And we can put mending on this. Mending is actually a pretty... I'm sorry, why is this not... You can be enchanted with mending. Why are you not... It says it can be enchanted with mending. I don't know why it wouldn't be enchantable with mending if it can't be enchanted with mending. I was intending to show this off. Is it because it's damaged? Is that why? Would it need to be a fresh one? It would need to be a fresh one, I think, is the problem. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just use this until it breaks, and I'll apply mending to a new one if I need one. But I had wanted to show that off, but I think it has to be applied to a pristine transmutation gem. It won't take damaged ones. That's fine. Let me go ahead and put the mending book in the chest of important things. Go ahead and put that there. I think that's why. Anyway, let's hurry this along. So, right. We need to make that key before we leave because it has to be made on that special table. The Gravekeeper's key is used to open some doors that spawn in the overworld. I'll show you one. We're actually about to do that. This. Yes. There. Gravemaster's key. We built it. And to make that other key, that Animus key, what that key does is this. It lets you can craft it with other items to transfer ownership of things from blood magic. Animus is a blood magic plugin. Like, all of my blood magic stuff says it belongs to me, if you were to look at it. What's a blood magic thing that has ownership? Of course, I don't have one on me. Here we go. The Bound Blade, current owner, Lord Rand. If we wanted to transfer ownership of this to, I don't know, you, if you were in the server with me, we could use that key to do it. And it's really simple. You just put a gold ingot into this. You need a tier 3 altar, costs 1,000 LP. It happens pretty quick. And it also, you'll notice it has an EMC value as well, that key. So I threw it on the table as well, so we can make more of them if we need to. But anyway, let's get out of here. You'll notice I have some surprise tools with me that will help us later. Wait, no, don't get out of here. We need to make the dire pick, because that's half the reason we came down here. I'm sorry. I made the notes to be less scatterbrained, and it's not really helping. Let's do this. Well, I guess it is helping, because I remembered. I didn't forget. Put the dire pick in there, and then it's one of these, right? And then we do this, and it's... Right, the Divine Shikax. Let me put these coins in here because I don't have enough room to hold this stuff. There we go. If we do this, there we go. This is going to be our first super enchanted item, everybody. Bear witness. Witness me. The dire pick. Ta-da! There we go. Now, how fast does this blow through stuff? Here's the real test. How quickly does it break wood? Okay. Actually, that's not as good of a test as I thought. I was thinking it's not rated for wood, so that's a good test of it. But now that I think about it, technically the Shikax is an omni harvesting tool, so that's not a good demonstration of its powers. We're gonna put this as a tool of mass destruction in our bag for a moment. We're not gonna do this. So it's daytime. I'm gonna show you a little bit of Abyssalcraft and a little bit of Astral Sorcery, and then we will. Where is it? Here we go. The Abyssalcraft platform. We'll go to the Redwood Lab. So I did repair the lab after the fire, so we are now a Redwood flying saucer, which is okay. You notice something new down here. Abyssalcraft platform, right? Gee, I wonder who could have built that. So, in Thaumcraft, whoa, that's a lot of lag. In Thaumcraft, get out of here. I don't want you jumping me. It's advised that you build a base away from your stuff, right? Because accidents can happen, like the tree getting set on fire. Accidents will happen in Abyssalcraft. It's not something you can avoid. By the way, I'm a little proud of how I made this. I just threw this together in like 10 minutes, but I think it looks pretty nice. Accidents will happen in Abyssalcraft. Okay, they will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so you should definitely put your Abyssalcraft stuff far away. Now, I'm going to show you how you can make... that's the wrong one. Is it this one? Yeah, this is the right one. I'm going to show you how you can make one of these yourself. So this looks fancy and complicated. It's not. This is real bootleg, and I'll come over here and show it to you. Actually, I need the book first. Sorry, we need the book to click on it. But this is how you charge your book, by the way. You make an energy pedestal, and then you need real statues, not the decorative ones. This is why I was so excited, like 20 episodes ago, or however long it was, when I found out that he had custom structures in the wilderness that just had these. These statues are super rare. You have to get your hands on at least one of these, or else you can't even get started, because this is how you get PE, or potential energy. Statues will charge potential energy up into a book. The Necronomicon is not just the guidebook for this mod, it's also a battery for potential energy. And potential energy is how you do things, okay, in this. The Elder Gods are not happy that you use a book made out of dead people to siphon potential energy off of their mimetic essence imprinted onto the fabric of the world. They get very upset when you do that. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the grass is slightly in the way. 1, 2, 3. So they get a little bit upset, and you will get trolled by the Elder Gods when you are gathering PE. This is not avoidable, unlike Thumbcraft stuff. You can't stop it from happening. It is a son of a. I swear this grass is annoying. This is why I hate building on grass. I always destroy it with water before I start building. But there. This is the structure you need to build. You can also find structures that are like this. It needs to be made out of cobblestone. But you can also use dark cobble from the Abyssalcraft mod for this. And then you right-click on the center one. Or you shift-right-click. The grass is in the way. There we go. And this turns it into a ritual circle. And this doesn't cost anything. It's free. I just wanted to show you how to do this in case you were confused. You don't have to craft these or anything. And you can't really break them and get them back. It just turns back into whatever cobble it is you made them out of. And this ritual circle is how you craft stuff in Abyssalcraft. Okay, this is how I made the transmutation gem, is you need one of these. I made my whole platform out of darkstone and glowstone because I think the contrast is cool. I keep starving to death. It's very irritating. Thank you. It annoys me that slimes are not confused by my invisibility. That's one of the reasons I elevated this platform up too high, because it means zombies from the Crowlium swamp and slimes can't reach me. So anyway, we need to do a ritual real quick. So to make the key to go into the Abyssalcraft stuff, we need, I think it's this, yeah, key. The gateway key. Right click on the ground to create a portal. Infinite uses. To make this, we need 2 blaze rods, 2 Crowlium pearls, and an oblivion catalyst. This item contains incredible powers. How do we make one? So we need 4 redstone, 4 shards of oblivion, an eye of ender, and an oblivion and we need 5,000 PE, which is as much as the Necronomicon can hold. So you need a fully charged Necronomicon, and sacrifice required. We need to sacrifice something. Okay. Well, as it turns out, I've already prepared these ingredients, and I think the shards of oblivion aren't that hard to make. They are. How are you made? Right, you combine 4 shadow gems, and it takes one of your charges off of your transmutation gem to make the shard of oblivion. Also, I suggest you make an extra shard of oblivion to make this staff of rending, because this is how you gather energy from the different dimensions: the Abyssal Wasteland, Dreadlands, Omathal, and the Shadow Dimension. You need these Abyssal Wasteland Essence, Dreadlands Essence, etc. You have to the staff of rending can damage creatures from Abyssalcraft, and it'll charge up essence over time, and then you'll get them as these essence drops. We do need these to craft certain things, including, hey, Abyssal Wasteland Warp Cleanser, check that out. We talked about that before. So just as a heads up, you might want to make that as well. I already have one in my bag. I should. Yeah, I made a staff of rending. It's going in the bag. Just wanted to point that out. Make one of those. It's important. It's a surprise tool that will help you later. Shards of Oblivion. Now, the way this works is some transactions require, and I just want to make sure I'm doing this in the right location. This isn't location specific, is it? Location anywhere. Okay, yeah. So some of these require a sacrifice, and that's why I have a soul vial with a pig in it. Sorry, pig. But the way this works is you get a mob nearby. Pig. The pig knows. The pig is aware. The pig is aware of what's about to happen to him. No, come back here. Let me hit you with one of these. I don't think this is enough fence. This definitely doesn't look as swag as it did a minute ago, but actually, I'm a dingus. Why am I doing this when I can just put... I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. I'm the dumbest person imaginable. I'm a moron. I'm out here trying to fence in the whole thing like an imbecile when I could just make a little... I am a fool. And I deserve a fool's fate. We could just do one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There, that should work, I think. Yeah, that'll work. I kind of don't like how it's connecting to the thing, though. I am just messing this up in the most horrendous way possible. I apologize. I owe everyone an apology. Everyone I've ever known. I'm sorry. There. Now I'm punching holes in my own thing. I swear. I'm sorry. Now it's not even opening. Why? There we go. Give me Darkstone and give me the fence. Thank you. Although it is becoming nighttime, so that's actually good. It's more thematically appropriate, I think. Whatever. This is super bootleg, and I'm sorry. I went to all this trouble to make this place look nice, and now I'm ruining it. There we go. Put the pig in the fence. The way the sacrifices work is you need an animal nearby, and when the time comes, it'll glow, which tells you need to kill it to complete the ritual. If you don't, bad things can happen, because that's how the Abyssalcraft works. So let's go ahead and start the process. Actually, no, we're missing one thing. I need an Eye of Ender. We need an Eye of Ender in the middle. Almost forgot that part. There. Now we have everything we need. So if I click on this... Yep. See how it's glowing? Kill the pig. There we go. Kill the pig when it starts to glow. And then, boom, there we go. Very ominous and dramatic. There's our Oblivion Catalyst. This item contains incredible powers. Sorry, pig. But, it had to be done. The pig left a soul behind. That's very cute. You die too. The pig's like, why? Because I can. Because you're tasty. Anyway. Necronomicon's empty now. Does Darkstone have a value? It sure does. Go on the table. Okay, and put my tools up. That's not the right box. Put my tools up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's night out, so that's auspicious because I'm going to show you real quick a little bit of Astral Sorcery before we move on. So, the Necronomicon, to charge it, you just put it back on this pedestal. As you can see, these guys are shooting little beams at it. This is the book, Gathering Potential Energy from the Statues. I think having multiples of the same statue doesn't give you more, but having different statues does. So, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Since we had 4 statues that we'd found, I have placed all 4 of them here. I've got slots for 3 more. It's also worth mentioning, technically, these statues can only charge things that are 2 blocks away. Exactly. If it's too close or too far away, it can't. However, for every additional monolith stone pillar you add onto them to raise them up higher, each level of height they go up, they gain an extra distance that they can project energy to. So, in theory, you could make more monolith stone pillars and have them all the way out here on the edges if you wanted and just raise them up pretty high. So it's variable, right? You do have to obey it a little bit. I think the book actually tells you this if you look at... See, it's shooting it into my hand now that I'm holding it near it, but it's like... It's not that the book tells you. I'm not going to go looking into the book for it because we've wasted enough time. But the book tells you about it, how it works. You can raise these up higher with more monolith stone pillars, and of course you can make monolith stone because sainagh is a genius and he gave us that power. And I'm going to clean up this mess real quick before we go. So astral sorcery. What is it? It's the power of starlight. Oh hey, there's fairies here. That's cute. I kind of don't really want you near me because they can steal stuff if I remember correctly. Please do not steal my things. But you can also befriend them if you have cake. In fact, I wonder if I should befriend her. I have cake. Wait a minute. Hello? Are you one of the ice and fire fairies? I think you are. Hey. Hey. Ah, yes. It summons enemies sometimes, like that lightning bolt. It summons enemies. See, they're kind of mad at us. The elder gods don't appreciate what we do when we siphon energy from them. The worst thing it can do is summon Shoggoths, which is why you don't want this near your base. Do I throw it on the ground? Oh yeah, I do. Oh, you're my pet now. Oh, that's cute. Is she physically sitting on me? Or wait, no, she's on the ground. Sorry, it's a little bit disorientating when I'm invisible. Okay. This is a dangerous place, little pixie. I appreciate the fact that you're now my friend, but I'm going to put you in a bottle and take you someplace much safer, okay, because it's dangerous out here. We made a fairy friend, though. Cool. She is light blue. Very nice. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let me finish breaking this and we'll leave. So astral sorcery is about stars. It is about harnessing power from the stars. It's about manipulating stars, etc., etc. And your energy instead of potential energy is starlight, which is very cool. Now, you can make something called a Foisic resonator. Fossic, excuse me. And it is aquamarine, marble, gold ingot, and a bucket of liquid starlight. Liquid starlight, by the way, is made using a light well. You can put aquamarine or celestial crystals inside of it to generate liquid starlight. He also has added the dark star crystal found in a high place. It has an EMC value, which means theoretically this would mean we have infinite starlight. The problem is I don't know where found in a high place is. I'm not sure where that's located. It might be in the Aether. I don't think it's in the end, but it might be in the Aether. I'm not sure. But if I can find one, we'd have infinite liquid starlight because it has an EMC value. But you put them in the light well slowly generates liquid starlight in it over time that can be bucketed out. You can also pull it out with pipes. Anyway, the Fossic resonator allows you to detect intense starlight fields. Okay, and I will show you. If we go to Astral Sorcery platform, I built this very high up. Okay, this is way up high, and we're very near our base. There's a reason I built it here. I also have an ender tank that is collecting liquid starlight. So, I'll put this away. If we take this starlight thing, you see how it's full? It's got this bar that's full, right? That's starlight. It's getting starlight. The reason it's getting that much is because, one, we're up high, but two, the Fossic resonator lets you find fields of intense starlight. If I put this in my hand, you'll see this whole area is glowing like this. This is how you know it's an intense star field. That's why I built it here. Also, the higher up you are, the more intense starlight is. You see that block right there that's floating right there? That's the height cap for the world. This is height limit, okay? So I went to height cap, and then I built down, I think, 12 blocks and put my thing here. So this is a ton of starlight. I did this because there are certain transactions we're going to need later that will require a lot of starlight. You don't have to do this early, but it does help, okay, to have done this. To be both in an intense star field and to be very high up. This is going to be very helpful later. You can also tell there's a constellation in the sky. Well, that's interesting. What is that? T-E-L-E, or wait. Yeah, it's Looking Glass, isn't it? The Looking Glass does have an EMC value, by the way, which is why I have it on the table, obviously. But you can find different constellations in the sky, and that is Amara, I believe, right? That one, and you can trace them. Now, I haven't found any of the others. I'm not quite sure why. I have looked, but it's probably because I'm a dingus and I haven't progressed much in the mod. So here's what we're gonna do. we need to upgrade our luminous crafting table. The crafting tables go through a series of upgrades where they get more and more slots added to them. Like this Starlight Crafting Altar is going to get 4 more slots on the edges. Then the Celestial Altar gets 3 more slots on each of the edges. And then the Celestial Altar itself is, of course, used to upgrade to the big one, which adds a whole extra row. It's here somewhere. There it is. The Iridescent Altar, which is like this. And you can also have stuff outside of a table that you add on later, and it can be attuned to different constellations. But we need to upgrade to the Starlight Crafting Altar. So 4 marble pillars, 2 chiseled marble, a bucket, and a crystal. We have crystals, we have a bucket of starlight, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then chiseled 1, 2. So let's go ahead and do this because it's sunrise, so we're going to start losing starlight in a minute here. But we have a powerful enough setup that probably won't interrupt this process. I really wanted to do this where you could see it, because I think that the astral sorcery stuff, I didn't want to do this off screen. I think this stuff is one of the coolest looking things in the whole game. I really do. So check this. Oh, if we already lost too much? I'm sorry, why are you not... Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just going to break that and put it back down. I don't know why that's not working. That should be working. We're losing starlight. You see how it fills up? Just like that? That's what I'm talking about. Starlight Crafting Altar. To craft it, we do this. Why is that not working? Hang on. Is there another requirement for this that I don't know about, that I've forgotten about? I don't think there is. No, there's not. It doesn't have to be an attuned crystal. It can be any crystal. It's 2 marble pillars, 2 chiseled marble, a liquid starlight bucket. You can see we're losing. Why on earth is this not working? Found in the overworld. I've done this correctly. What on earth is wrong that's not working? It's the correct marble. Chiseled marble pillar, chiseled marble pillar. Rock crystals work. It says so. What? Hang on. Something's wrong. Let me go and get this. We gotta go get something for this. I don't know why that's not working. Hang on. First of all, let me go to the Redwood Lab real fast and pull down this ritual and move it, because we're going to need this way more for the Astral Sorcery platform, I think. Something's not right. I know we're wasting time, but that's a problem, and I need an answer to it. This is going to be an issue. Okay, so first of all, let me check the book, because the book is what you check for before you do anything else. The Astral Tome may have information on why this isn't working. Okay, Starlight Crafting Altar. Starlight focusing abilities of the Luminous Crafting Table in addition of a Starlight Reservoir make it a significant upgrade to the normal crafting table. However, even that can be improved upon. The table can be engineered into a larger altar with reinforced extensions designed to capture and support increased starlight flow. In order to focus enough starlight to actually make use of the extensions, however, a large starlight collection structure made of various types of marble is required. Right, you have to build this platform, which I've already done. It's already built. The Starlight Reservoir is in the crafting altar is not only greater in size compared to Luminous Crafting Table, it has special properties that cause it to turn red if the collection structure around the table is incorrect or incomplete. The upgraded altar will need to be placed in the center. I'm structured view of the night sky. The crafting materials arranged on the table that can be started directly from the resonating wand. This is the correct wand. It's the correct everything. I don't know why this isn't working. Straight up don't have an answer to this, but here's what we can do. Let me try, because there's another one I was going to show for a demonstration that's down here. This intense star field at the bottom. I marked this in case I needed it. I don't think we can see it right now because it's daytime, but there is an intense star field here, trust me. If I put this down... Okay, that's because it's daytime. What about here? Hang on, let me try it here, just to see if it would work. Because it doesn't need the structure until it's... Why are you not... Hang on. I'm going to try one more thing, okay? I apologize for this. I'm going to save and quit to title and then relaunch the game. And I want to see if maybe this fixes it. I don't know why that's not working. Arcana edition. Yes, Arcana. We are troubleshooting Arcana. That's exactly what's happening. If this doesn't work, we're just going to skip it. I wanted to do it because there's a light show every time you upgrade the crafting table. There's like fireworks and stuff swirls. Astral Sorcery is one of the prettier magic mods, in my opinion. It's very cool looking. It has a lot of cool aesthetics. I wanted to do this on screen, but it's being difficult, and I don't know why. Whether this works or not, we're going to move on. I promise. We're going to go do some action-related stuff. We're going to go to a mausoleum, and we're going to go to the Deep Dark. We also need to go to Icica. So let me go ahead and teleport back. We've reloaded in. Where is it? Astral Sorcery platform. Okay. Hello. Hi. Yes. Puts the bucket of liquid starlight away, or we can't, but that's fine. Okay. So luminous crafting table on the ground. Marble pillars. That's correct, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need 2 chiseled marble. 1, 2. Then we need a liquid starlight bucket. We have a liquid starlight bucket. Then we need a rock crystal. And it's not working. It should show us a picture. Let me... It's full and it's not working. Having a full table should be plenty to transform it into the next table. I don't... Oh, there it is! There it is! I don't know what changed. There it is. I don't know what changed, but we're going to go with it. Anyway, this is the light show that happens. I'm sorry. Just don't worry about it. It's percussive maintenance. If you bang on the broken machine long enough, the machine god will fix it. Praise the Omnissiah. Anyway, this is what happens when it works, which is what I wanted to show you. There you go. Your vision expands. You learn more about attunement, which is one of the things I wanted to get into. Thank goodness. Okay. Now that we've done this real fast, first of all, I want to upgrade my looking glass to a telescope because we need one of these. So it's 3 sticks, 2 gold ingots, and wood because this is what we need to do. I'm sorry. Now that I've actually got this working, I need to do this. 3 sticks. 1, 2, 3. G-O-L-D. Percussive maintenance. Praise the Omnissiah. Wood. There we go. And once again, you do have to click on the resonating with the resonating wand to start the process. And that's going to make a telescope, which is a more powerful tool that's going to let us see more constellations, so we can expand our knowledge. There we go. Quest completed. Telescope. I believe this also has an EMC value. Yeah, it does. Boop. Learned. There we go. Now, the telescope works a little differently. Instead of it being sort of a free roam thing, you spin it around like this. And it'll show different constellations, like there's Amara. Aha! Here's one. I think that's Avitas. I know this because I have... You see these blinking stars specifically that are larger? I think it goes like this. And then this branches down, right? Yep, Avitas. There you go. See, we're discovering constellations. And this gives us power in Astral Sorcery, that we've noted these constellations down and we know where they are and we know what they look like. Okay. Also, in addition to the 5 prime constellations, there's several more. Now that we've expanded our knowledge, see how we have Avitas, Evorsio, Amara, and Vicio and Dissidia, right? Those are the prime constellations, the big ones. However, see how there's nothing there? Watch this. Or at least this should be happening. Interesting. I thought once you had the thing, you could discover more. Maybe I have to go one step further to start seeing the stuff where there's nothing there. There's a lot more constellations, and you need more constellation paper to find them, but it only works after you progress to a certain step. Anyway, let me put the Oblivion Catalyst in here with my stuff. And we were going to make a grindstone. I can make the grindstone in my own time, though. We've wasted enough time. The grindstone isn't necessary for what we're doing right now. Let's go ahead and we have all of that. Right. Okay, let's go to a mausoleum and use the grave key. Sorry, I'm checking my notes to make sure I've covered everything I wanted to. I will talk about why we're not going to Abyssalcraft right now. I will explain why, because there is a reason why. It's not arbitrary. So, put the book in there as well. Now then, Abyssalcraft, well, let's not talk about it as Abyssalcraft. Let's talk about it in terms of Minecraft, okay? In Minecraft, right, there are, let's see, let me teleport there first. Where are you? Dread Gravehouse, this is it. In Minecraft, there's two kinds of portals, right? I'm not talking about modded Minecraft, I'm talking about regular Minecraft. There is the end portal and the nether portal, right? What's the difference between the end portal and the nether portal? Great question, glad you asked. There's two differences. One of them is the really obvious one, and one of them is less obvious, okay? The obvious difference is one of them is an upright portal, right? It's vertical. Oh, does that destroy the key to use that? Oh, wow. I'm going to have to make more of those. Okay. Didn't realize the key was going to break, but that's fine. There's two kinds of portals. Upright ones that are vertical, and then... Whoa! I'm not okay with this. Arachnophobes do not apply. What is this? Dreadstone mob spawner? Excuse you. Now, what's the difference between them? Right? Well, besides the fact that one is vertical and the other is horizontal. When Notch, because this was done back when Notch was still working on Minecraft, right? When he first introduced the Nether, he come on, die already. He was afraid of people getting caught in teleportation loops. Okay, he had concerns about this. I'm sorry, excuse you. That is a party, and you're all uninvited to life. Get out of here. Thank you. Anyway, he was worried about people getting caught in teleportation loops due to latency and lag, right? So, the way that the portal works is, one, you have to stand in it for a while to activate it. And two, it, how do I put this? There's sort of a teleportation sickness that happens, in which, wow, are these guys, holy crap, these guys are dropping things. There's a kind of teleportation sickness that happens where after you go through it, it can't immediately suck you back. There's like a timer, an invisible timer that's on. And only when that timer goes away can you be teleported like back, right? He did this is safety features, right? Because if there was too much lag, right, if you just touched the portal and you went, it could cause problems if there was lag or latency in the server, right? It could cause a lot of problems, theoretically. So he designed it, Dread Shards. You may want a Gravemaster's key. Yeah, no kidding. So he designed it as a safety, right? To stop people from getting stuck in teleportation loops where the game lags a bit when it loads the nether, and then they can't, like... You get teleported back before you're fully loaded in, so you're just stuck yo-yoing between dimensions. It's a safety to stop that from happening. So, the end portal is different, okay? When you touch the end portal, you just go. It's an instant transmission field. The moment you touch that plane, you're gone, right? That's just how that works. And that's also by design, right? Like, there's a lava pool there. It, like, dares you to jump into it, and you're gone before you hit the lava, right? Now, this is theoretically dangerous, but it's safe because you spawn on an obsidian platform, right? You're not near another end portal, right? You can't... You know what I mean? Like, you can't get sucked back. You end up on an obsidian platform, and the only way to go back is to fight the Ender Dragon. Dread Thrall's Sword. I'm going to take a closer look at some of the stuff we're getting in a minute. Before we go down there, we're going to start from the beginning and loot everything, because I don't know what we're walking past. Anyway, how are y'all spawning down here? I thought I fixed that. Anyway. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because I'm getting pummeled by weirdo, like, zombies from World of Warcraft. There we go. Okay. Anyway. It's safe because you're not near another end portal when you go through. Okay. Now, modded portals in modded Minecraft, they all kind of... Wow, really? 1 diamond? Okay. They usually borrow programming from the end portal and the nether portal in how they function. Okay. Ice Fire, Dragon Heart, Dragon Bone Flutes, Ash, and Silver Ingots. Okay. I think you use that to make dragons obey you when you've tamed them. I do need to hatch that Ice Dragon egg. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I wanted to do it on screen. Because I think it's cool. Dreadstone Fire Torch. They take cues from the 2 portals that exist in Minecraft. They usually borrow coding from one or the other and how they function. What this means... There is a giant spider that is embedded in the floor. What this means is most of them work like one or the other. Some of them have traits of both. There are certain portals in modded Minecraft that are not safe. Let's say that. I don't want to speak ill of people who make mods, because they do, of course, do it for free, and we're all very thankful for that. It's free content. It's very kind of people who make mods to do all of this that they do. But some mods are better made and better thought out than others. There's just no way to avoid that. And the Abyssalcraft portals are some of the worst portals in modded Minecraft. I don't trust them at all. Okay. The reason is, one, they're vertical portals. Okay, they're up and down portals like a door. And they will instantly transmit you. Just like an end portal. Which means if there is lag or latency in the world, it is possible for you to get caught in the teleportation loop. If there's enough of it. The only way to get out of something like that is if someone else in the server has admin powers and they use an admin command to TP you to them, to teleport you to them, to break you out of it. But if you're in a solo world like I am, where there's no one to help you, if that happens, you're just screwed. You're going to have to shut down the server and then relaunch it and hope that you can load through it and that it stabilizes. 2, the Abyssalcraft portals chunk load both the chunk they're in on both sides and also all 8 chunks around them. So all of the stuff around the Abyssalcraft portals on both ends remains loaded. That's bad. Okay, that causes lag and latency. That's not good. But even that isn't the worst of it. Because certain dimensions in Abyssalcraft, in order to present quote-unquote a challenge, have significantly increased caps on entities. Because they're like, oh hey, check out, check out how many enemies you can face in the Dreadlands, right? Check this out. We've got so many enemies who can spawn and fight you in the Dreadlands. What it means in practice is... I hate everything about you. I hate everything about you. I hate everything about you. Why did that not work? Okay, that hit. You are a big boy. I don't like how some of this isn't working. You know what? Take some summoned zombies. Zombies, go clean some of this up, please. Thank you. Get in there. Oh, I hit my own husk with that, sorry. I swear, we are getting surrounded. Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. I need to clear this out before I try and do a conversation. I apologize sincerely. I'm getting my fade run by giant monster spiders and crazy stuff in the basement of this place. You're on the ceiling. I hate everything about you. I hate everything about you. You're everything I never wanted Minecraft spiders to be. I hate it. I hate all of it. I hate everything about it. The third thing that makes them bad, okay, first thing is they're vertical portals that instantly transmit you like an end portal, so you can get stuck in a loop. Second thing, they chunk load everything around them on both ends, so it causes a lot of lag. Third thing, the Abyssalcraft dimensions have increased spawn caps on entities to try and present a bigger challenge to the character. What this means is that once you open Abyssalcraft portals, it's possible for huge amounts of entities to, excuse you, who are you, and why are you, like, waving your arms like that? I'm sorry. I need you to back off, please. Thank you. Okay. 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 Sounds like somebody's suffocating in a wall, but that's not my problem. So, in conclusion, they're not great. Okay? They're not a great... I don't even think we can use chainmail for anything. Chainmail is like garbage, isn't it? We can't even... The only use it would be used to get metallium and armum, or whatever that essence is called. Like, they're not used to craft anything. It's not really recyclable. Let me ditch all this chainmail. I'm sorry. I'm getting a strength buff from Erebon, or whatever his name is, but I don't... It's causing my stuff to spaz out. Just throw all that in the trash. We don't need it. We don't need it, we don't need it, we don't need it. I'll hold on to the weapons. They might be useful, but everything else can go. I don't want you. So in conclusion, I don't trust Abyssalcraft portals any farther than I can throw them. They're incredibly dangerous. They're risky to have in a server. This isn't something sainagh is telling you. It's something I'm telling you. I'm recommending. Do not trust those portals. I would not trust them if I were you. They won't cause problems immediately, but if you leave them up for a while, they will eventually cause problems. I have heard a story about a group of people who had Abyssalcraft stuff in their pack, and they were doing multiplayer stuff, and they ended up having massive lag and latency issues. And the guy had to go, they had to get one of the admins to help them try and figure it out. So the guy who had admin powers in their friends group had to try and figure it out. What the problem was is the Dreadlands portal, which I think is the red place. It's the place where everything is red. It was the Dreadlands that was doing it. And there were almost 1,000 entities on the other side of that portal. Like, it was destroying the server. And they had to rip the portal down. They had to tear it apart and get rid of it. So I don't trust Abyssalcraft stuff. So what I'm doing is, even though I could go there right now with that key, with the Oblivion Catalyst, we can make the key right now. I'm not doing it until we progress in Astral Sorcery, because Astral Sorcery has something called a Celestial Gate, which is essentially a teleportation platform. You can link all of your Astral Gates together and teleport between them at will. For free. It's really cool. The only caveat is they have to be exposed to the sky, but even that is waived in dimensions that don't have a sky. Although it'll work in the nether, right? It doesn't have to be exposed in like cavern dimensions and stuff, but you need sky access normally to get them to work. There's nothing up here, is there? No. Okay. So I'm gonna wait until I can make an astral gate, and then I'm gonna go to the wastelands because I don't trust it. Now, this is the real value of coming in here, is what I've been led to believe, is you can get access to a partially constructed dragon furnace, which is the real prize of coming here. So we're gonna go ahead and take these blocks because this is part of the value of getting here. This is another brick in the wall. Yeah, there we go. This is part of the reason you come here for this, is you want the forge. And it actually kind of works out because the dragon egg we have is an ice dragon, and this is a partially constructed ice forge. So I might, maybe in the next episode, we'll hatch that dragonling and start raising him. And then we can use this to build an ice dragon forge. And the way it works is it's some really cool fantasy stuff. Ice and Fire is a cool mod. You get an adult dragon to breathe their breath weapon into the forge to power it, and then you can forge dragon metals. And the dragon metals are not compatible with Tinker's Armory. They don't work for the Tinker's Armory mod, but the Tinker's Construct, they totally work. And they have some pretty sick stats too. So we can make like fire dragon steel, ice dragon steel, stuff like that. So I think we've completed this dungeon. I'm not going to break these spawners in case I need to come back here and get some of their stuff. It sounds like there's a room I missed, but I'm not quite sure about that. It sounds like there's some place I missed. But I also suppose it's also not really my problem now, is it? That's somebody else's problem. Anyway. Okay. So. Oh, you guys are spawning outside. That's horrifying. Oh, I hate it. I hate everything about it. No, go back into your box. Oh, they're coming. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, they coming. No, 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 nope, no, no. Giant, like, creepy spiders with their little tentacle things on their faces. No. Y'all are from another dimension, and I despise you. I am declaring dimension war. Like, the dimension race war starts now. No, go back into your hole. Nope, 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 no. Okay. All right. Now that I've been thoroughly traumatized by that, let's make the Staff of Icica, and let's go to Icica in the Deep Dark. Let's go to Icica in the Deep Dark real fast. We're kind of running out of time. Technically, I don't have that much time left. I'm well aware of that. But I do want to go to Icica in the Deep Dark. That was my goal. So that's what we're going to do. Even if we end up overrunning a little bit, it's fine. It's fine if we overrun a bit. It's not like you guys aren't used to me overrunning on time. Oh, that was stressful. Okay, so in Icica, right, we're looking for these snowflakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8, right? Staff of Icica, content tweaker. Use in the castle in the frozen world. So we need snowflakes, and we need an icy crystal for this. Okay. There we go. Now, the way I found these, by the way, is if I pull out my thing, and I do one of these. The scanner, I've taken out all the other blocks and just use custom blocks now because they're the only ones that are useful to me. As you can see, I've got Sheldonite ore, which is the platinum. I've got rock crystal ore, so I can find it more easily. Frosted chests are what the chests in Icica dimension are. Just find one in one of these surface huts, and then teach a custom scanning module to scan for it, and then do scans. When you go to Icica, you can see them. They're in the ground, and almost every chest in that dimension has at least one snowflake in it. I found like a dungeon complex. It was pretty easy to find. I just went through it, took all their crystals. It worked out. So. Let's go to Icica real fast. Check that out. Then I guess we'll go to the Deep Dark as well. I think Icica will take less time because the Deep Dark we have to go to two places. We have to go to a place that's called the Temple, and we have to go to a place that's referred to as the Pyramid. Okay, but I found what I'm pretty sure are both of them. They're not that far from where we spawned, so we will hit those up because they have stuff in it. Why am I jittering? What is that? What is causing that? Is it the strength flicking on and off? If so, that's really obnoxious. I hate that. What is causing that? Okay, there, it smoothed that a little bit. I'm not sure. No, it's not smoothed that. It's still happening. I swear, I think it's the thing flicking on and off is what I think it is. The strength activating and deactivating over and over again. That is very obnoxious. See, Icica is an instant well, shutting down internal server. A fatal error has occurred. This connection is terminated. Oh no. Well, I guess this may be our auspicious warning to perhaps stop. I don't know why this would have happened. It wants me to re-log into Minecraft, so this is definitely a single player. Oh wait, no. Why would you do that? Why would you... I swear, I don't understand Minecraft sometimes. We'll go to Icica and try and get into the castle, and then maybe I'll stop there. Maybe that's a warning. That's a warning is what that is. I don't know why that would have happened. Is there an error in the logs? Parsing error loading built-in advancement Minecraft recipe tools flint and steel? What on earth does flint and steel have to do with me going through a portal into Icica? Hello, Jackaman. You are in a very dangerous place. This is not a dimension for you. Oh boy, there's a lot of lag. Wait a minute. Hold on. Just got to ride it out because we're spawning into a different dimension. Hold on. Hold on. Come on, Minecraft. Just clench. Clench through it, Minecraft. Don't crash on me. Okay, there we go. I was worried I was going to have to do the outro in 5 seconds while Minecraft was crashing. Man, it is dark out here. I can actually make the night vision enchantment for using that block, the auto enchanter that I showed you. I might make night vision and put it on my old helmet. Just so I have a way to see, because Icica's a dark dimension. Like, the sun does not exist here. Yeah, I think this is the castle structure that they talk about, right? I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know what else it could be. So let's try and get in, because this is typically an indestructible structure, but I guess there's a way to... We're actually, what it exactly said... Oh no, the Dreadlands keyhole. Don't tell me I have... Did I waste one? Do I have to make another one? Hang on, wait a minute. It did say use the staff at the top, right? That's what it says. I'll go back and make another one if I have to. But it said use the staff, use it in the castle. Oh, jeez. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I needed to save that. Or at least I sort of remember... No. Let me rephrase that. I knew that there was a Dreadlands keyhole on the castle, but I didn't realize the key was consumed when you opened it. I kind of just forgot about that and glossed it over. I didn't realize I'd need to make 2 of them. That's my fault. That is my fault. But fortunately, we have extras of like everything, so we can make another one real quick. So it's 1 troll tusk. It is 2 ice dragon skulls. Ice dragon, ice dragon. Then it's 2 fire dragon skulls. It's a cyclops skull. Right. And then we need the key. Yes. I apologize sincerely for that. I didn't realize. I thought that 1 key would be all we would need. I didn't realize it was going to break. I suppose that's my fault. That is my mistake. And of course, once again, we need to reapply the Ring of the Jet Squid because the game forgets I have it on. By the way, once again, polite and pleasant request. I have heard that that sainagh has in fact done some stability patches and things that smooth over some of these issues. If anyone knows a decent way to upgrade Meatballcraft without causing your PC to explode, I would love to know. I've looked into it, and as far as I can tell, the only way to actually do it is to just know which files you need to keep and which files it's safe to overwrite, and then just do it. But that seems awfully risky to me. I don't know which ones I need to keep. Obviously, you need to keep the saves file, but beyond that, I don't know exactly which files need to be kept. I don't know what I should hold on to. If anyone has any advice on that, please let me know so I can update out of this version. But until then, we're stuck in this version, and we'll make the best of it. Apparently, in the new version, he made it so the heart amulet that gives us the bonus hearts works in any of your bauble slots, so it's not stuck in your necklace slot in perpetuity, which is very, very nice. Especially because I know with Botania in here, there are some necklaces that I would like to keep, that I would like to use. So let's go ahead and do grave. There we go. There we go. There we go. We have another Grave Master's key. Let's go ahead and hurry back to Icica. Please don't crash. There we go. Because I already came through the portal once this session, it remembered. It didn't have to load the whole dimension. Sorry about going quiet. Somebody came in and wanted to mention something to me. It was a very nice thing. It was a pleasant thing. It's about food. Which one were we going to? I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? It was this one, right? It was that one. So we need to use the grave key to get in, and then we use the Staff of Icica on top. I guess we make our way up into the thing. By the way, I remember I haven't had because by the time I'm recording this, that other episode hasn't actually been uploaded yet, so I have no idea what he says. But I remember I asked in the recording, "Hey sainagh, does this are these supposed to be spawning the infinity chest upgrades for storage drawers?" Yes, I'm very sure they are, because there are Thaumcraft pots on these castles as well. These rare urns. They're not on this one, but I think they're on that one. They drop like oh, here's one. They're dropping singularities from extended crafting. Or actually, that's not going to do it because that's a... See, lapis lazuli's singularity, void metal, impetus cell. Like, I'm pretty sure we are in fact supposed to be getting the infinity upgrades from this dimension, believe it or not. Also, I'm going to go ahead and preemptively swap out that backpack for a clean one, because I imagine there's loot in here. Okay, let's go ahead and start the show. Okay. Boom. It's a lot of spells being cast. Coal singularities. Okay, we're going to do the same strategy that we do every time we engage in dungeon delving in the nether. I'm just going to block off dead ends so I can't get so lost. That is a lot of magic being cast. A Wither Wizard spawner, cute. Yep, creative storage upgrades. This is definitely intended. I'll say that much. Okay. So I should probably take a moment over the screaming sound of endless spells being blasted in the background. I should probably take a moment to explain. This is even worse than the Ravens. Jeez. So the singularities are from extended crafting, right? Just to show. There's one for a lot of the elements. Like, let's take iron. The way you make them is using the quantum compressor, okay, which we could theoretically craft one now, I just don't want one. And what it does is you put an ultimate catalyst into it, and then it costs an outrageous amount of energy, and it also needs 5,056 of an item, and then it will give you an iron singularity out of it. You may ask, well, what value is the iron singularity? Like, that's crazy. Like, does it mean, like, you can use it in place of iron for recipes, and it's, like, reusable, so you could just use it like that? No, because that would make too much sense. I'm going to tell you something that I think is very funny. In the Minecraft modding community, there are mods that are sometimes looked down upon by certain people, like Steve's Carts, because they're extremely unnecessarily complicated, and they are just kind of time wasters, and they're not looked upon favorably or kindly. Extended crafting was originally a joke mod. I really want to stress that. It's a joke mod. It was not meant to be taken seriously. It was made as a joke to make fun of mods that would waste your time with huge amounts of what's called multi-step crafting, where like you have to craft, instead of being able to craft a computer directly, you have to craft a bunch of microchips, right? And then you have to craft a circuit board, and then you have to combine the microchips in the circuit board to make an improved circuit board. And then you have to combine several improved circuit boards together with, I don't know, something else, and then you finally get a computer. As opposed to just building the computer, right? Extended crafting was a joke mod, meant to mock those mods for being poorly designed. And people took it seriously. It's an example of a joke being taken seriously that should not have been. People started incorporating it into their packs as like endgame content, and they started making custom recipes for the singularities. Like, I'm sure, see, this is all custom stuff that sainagh has introduced, right? Mithril singularities, constant singularities, and divine singularities are used with all this other crap to make a mythic excavation reactor. The ultimate singularity is made by combining all of the other big singularities, and it's used with these different recursions. This is endgame content to create the infinity catalyst, all is one and one is all, which is used to make infinity fragments and the definer core and all this other crazy stuff, right? None of this is vanilla extended crafting. Extended crafting by itself is almost completely useless. It is a total waste of time. By design, it's meant... Where is it? I have come to the wrong neighborhood. Good lord. I'm gonna need y'all to calm down for just a moment. Jeez. But the point that I'm trying to make is it's a joke. And if you're wondering what the purpose of the Infinity Catalyst is supposed to be, they're useless. They serve no purpose. They're not supposed to. It is a joke. We programmed this mod wrong as a joke, and people will use it in their packs to essentially create endgame content. That's what it serves. I really like bringing that up. I like mentioning that to people because I think it's terribly funny that it is absolutely a joke mod that was never intended to be taken seriously, and then everyone took it seriously. It's almost an example of people not getting the joke, right? The point is that it's stupid. The point is that it is silly. Although, to be fair, given the way other mods work, it's not as much of a stupid joke as it could be. Because, like, let's be honest, having 5,000 irons seems like a huge waste of time in vanilla Minecraft, but with like Project E and stuff, where I can just mass print stuff, that's not that big of a deal, right? Like, it really is not. Icy Gateway, Receptacle, Bedrock. Uh-oh. Is this a puzzle we have to solve? This might be a puzzle we have to solve. Okay. You're the guy who's causing all the sound, aren't you? Yeah, I thought so. Is there a way to stop you from spawning? Jeez, this is noisy is what this is. It doesn't look like there's a way to stop them from spawning. Either they can't be stopped or the spawners in the walls, which I expect is what's happening. There's spawners in the walls. You're not supposed to stop this. Now the real question is, what am I supposed to apply to those receptacles to get them to work? I hope it's not the ice essence, because if it is, then I may not be able to finish this puzzle right now. We may have to come back. I'm going to have to go to the overworld and find the remnants that drop the ice stuff. That would be my split-second guess as to what it wants, is because this is essentially how you would upgrade stuff, is you need to put these receptacles around the thing to turn a block of regular Electroblob's crystal into ice block. I would imagine that that's what they want from me, is they want me to bring 4 ice essence here, which would be a huge pain. I'm getting body blocked by these guys. Let me try using the staff here and see if that works. If not, then I think I'm going to leave, and we'll go to the Deep Dark instead and see if we can complete that. We have gotten a lot of singularities for free, though, which is pretty cool. Let me use the Staff of Icica here and see if this solves the problem. Stand on the bedrock block inside the Icica Fortress. My dog has been enraged by my getting sucked upwards. Ouch. I took a ton of damage. That's an outrageous amount of damage. Please ignore my dog. I'm sorry. I've been killed by magic. I've been killed by magic. Wow. They dumpstered me. Okay, hang on. Home. I apologize, dog. Don't worry about me. I'm okay. I'm not okay. That hurt a lot. I'm not entirely sure what just happened. I feel like everything exploded and I got sucked upwards. I think the ceiling exploded and it dropped a ton of wizards on top of me, and then several of them marked me with magic. I think it says a lot about how much damage I just took, that even through my new Tinker's armor that has pretty high damage reduction, and with all of my brand new shiny hearts, I still managed to die. Okay. I don't know what a Radiant Totem is, but if that's a magic spell that I can get, I want it. Because that just spawn camped me. I teleported in and died instantly. Okay. Yikes. So here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna get my recovery, and then I think I really wanted to do the deep dark stuff today because it's been holding me back that I haven't done it. I mean, I did a 3-hour recording once. You guys are okay with me doing it again, aren't you? It's fine. It's not fine, but death. There we go. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Are you kidding me? Radiant Totem. What? That's not a spell. That's some kind of trap. What? Okay, I may have to walk there and get my recovery that way, which would suck. I kind of don't want to. Here's what we're going to do. TB... What is it? It's... I'm sorry. It was TB... Restore inventory. There. Give me all my stuff back, please. Hang on. Let me go back there the correct way, and then let's see what happens then. Because it should be pretty easy to get back there. Let me go back there, for real, and then we'll, like, walking, and then we'll see. Because maybe I'm not supposed to be there without the Staff of Icica. Maybe that's a contingency he put in. Because I'm going there, I'm teleporting there as an invisible ghost, but I don't have the Staff of Icica on me. Maybe it's nuking me because I don't have the staff. We'll see. Let me try this. Once again, shoutouts to TB Restore Inventory. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. All right. Well, you can definitely tell which castle I was attempting to go through. That's for sure. If Radiant Totem is like a recovery spell or something that I can get, if that's like a master tier recovery spell or something, I want it, because that is spicy. That's a spicy meatball. Oh, there's a chest up there. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do remove. Safe, castle, return. This way I can TP here if I have to. If I just go up, what happens? Nothing. So either that was a spell that was left over from one of the wizards, or that was a trap and I need the Staff of Icica. Oh. Well. This is a treasure room. We get several arcane workbenches, which is pretty cool. We get rare urns. But what's in the chest? The soul of a grand wizard. Icy. Really icy. In a dark castle. This is one of the items that we needed. That is a reusable item. It's used to make some things. Okay. The soul of the grand wizard. First of all, we need one. To make the Swift Wolf's Rending Gale, which shoots lightning at nearby mobs. It's a Project E thing. You can put it on a pedestal. 2, we can use it along with the Staff of Icica and Electrotine to create an Object of Great Mass. The Object of Great Mass, when put on a metal press with a gear mold from Immersive Engineering, Objects of Great Mass create infinite storage upgrades. So we can now make as many infinite storage upgrades as we like. So that is what that allows us to do. And I think that's reusable. I'm not sure. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put all this away. Nice. Oh, and give me back these, please. I want my gems. Thank you. And I guess we'll take these too, just because they're cool decorations. If you try and make those, they're a bit expensive. They're also a light source, which is quite handy. Okay. I believe that was the entire purpose of our coming here. I'll also take these receptacles because I can. Thank you. Okay. /home. Again, not sure what that spell was. Either that was either a trap or that's a really powerful master spell that I haven't encountered yet. It might be a really powerful master spell I haven't encountered yet. Now then, because we are running out of time, because we're already over time, because we're running through time, let's go immediately to the Deep Dark, because I want to introduce you to the Deep Dark, and we need to go to the pyramid and the temple. Okay. And don't worry about me showing you the Void Dimension. I haven't done much work over there. It's not that great. I haven't improved anything really. Although I will begin the process of trying to expand it and moving things over there very soon. So, the Deep Dark from Extra Utilities 2. I'm somewhat familiar with this dimension. It's mostly solid until you go really deep down. We start up very high up. You see we're at Y178, but if you go down, you eventually hit a cavern layer. The darkness in the Deep Dark is dangerous. If you touch it for too long, it'll start to hurt you. So you need to step into the light to stop that from happening. In certain older versions of the Deep Dark, there was an animated effect that would occur where like ghostly hands would emerge from the darkness to like grasp at you, and it would let you know that you were in danger of starting to take damage. I haven't seen the ghostly hands, which means either Cygnus disabled that to sort of preserve the latency and make it less laggy, or that's been removed. I just know that in the Deep Dark that was present in Sevtech Ages, that happened, but that may be an older version of the mod. So, welcome to the Deep Dark. It's deep. It's dark. And unfortunately, there are no dwarves. This isn't a rock and stone dimension. I wish it was. I also made a hole down there to dig further down to the bedrock to see if there was anything interesting down there. There wasn't. So, there's two structures here that we're supposed to look at. So if we were to open up our quests, as you can see, we did do Playing with Wizardry, Soul of a Grand Wizard, use the Staff of Ice to reach the top of the castle of the Grand Wizard. The power of wizardry is, well, seemingly infinite. Just like knowledge, an infinite process that tries to approximate reality in increasingly accurate ways. With this type of magic, the sky is the limit. That said, the Grand Wizard that created the land of Icica may have flown too close to the sun and paid the price for risking too much with their experiments. If this is what supreme ice power looks like, I am curious to see what other awakened versions of the other branches of wizardry look like. Definitely would be nice to learn how to change the climate of an entire planet. So, if we go over to the Deep Dark, we can see there's two things we need from here. Dimensional ingots, found in the Pyramid of the Deep Dark, and the Cursed Rock, found in the Temple in the Deep Dark. There's also a prison here, it's that right over there. But we need a specific thing to open it called the Unfathomable Breaker. Key to a prison in a deep, dark place. To make the Unfathomable Breaker, we need compressed mana runes, which we could theoretically make, but we also need an antlion egg, which is dropped by the antlion overlord in Erebus. So we need to open the way to Erebus and kill the antlion overlord to be able to make the Unfathomable Breaker. I'll show you if we glide over here. Gotta dodge some stalactites. There's also a battle tower here. This is the Unfathomable Prison, I'm pretty sure, because it's got, if I were to put down some light, it has these unfathomable stones made by Content Tweaker here. And also you can hear there's a very angry demon inside here, almost like he's in a prison of some sort. Is that a troll? Oh, hey, there's trolls. I didn't realize trolls could spawn down here. That's pretty cool. This whole structure is made from bedrock cobblestone by Extra Utilities. And if you stand at a certain point, you can almost see the demon inside clipping through the walls. There's also giant centipedes down here, which I hate. I'm not going to have a good time in Erebus, I can already tell. But he's not doing it now, but sometimes he clips an arm through the wall and you can get his name. I think he's one of the named demons from Bewitchment. I'm not sure, but he's locked in here and he's not happy. We can eventually get in there and mess with him. But first of all, I'm very sure this is the pyramid. It has to be. I don't know what else it could be. And that glowing building over there, I think, is the temple. So how we get into the pyramid, I'm not sure. The temple has a button that is just essentially daring you to push. I'm very sure we have to push that button to get in there. But let me examine the pyramid real quick and see if there's some obvious entrance that I'm not seeing. I don't really see one. Oh, there's one. I think that's an entrance. That's an entrance, I think. Are you an entrance? You're not an entrance. Why do you look like that? Why is there a notch in the wall? I don't know why that's a thing. That's a little weird. I thought that was an entrance for sure. Is there one up here? No. I might have to just start smashing through stuff. I will, but I want to try and at least play the game the way sainagh wants it to be played before I start ripping all of his buildings apart and just smashing through everything. Is there an entrance like way down? No, we're actually physically below it now. Way down to Goblin Town, yo-ho, my lad. You know what? We're running out of time. Let me just start knocking holes and things. We'll solve this problem. There's a Minecraft way to solve this problem, and I'm going to demonstrate it. Observe. Yep, right there. I found the entrance, guys. Oh, I think this was what we were intended to do. Dimensional pattern block 1 from RF Tools Dimensions, and it's got mossy maze stone and some other things. Okay. This is very similar to what was in the other thing, dimensional cross blocks, which was in the temple. There's this thing just like this, which is there's a bedrock thing with a button on it. All right. This is definitely where we're supposed to go. So, Battle Tower Golem? With 3,000 health, and he's holding a dimensional ingot. Oh, I see what's expected of me. I get it. No, I understand now. I get you. I got you loud and clear. So what? You just summon this dude over and over again, and you can kill him to get as many dimensional ingots as you want? Is that how this works? Hang on, let me pull that out, because I can remake a gold pressure plate. I'm guessing it's bedrock surrounding probably a command block, right? It would be my guess. And then activating the command block with redstone summons him. In a certain block state would be my guess. Where the block state is, he's holding the dimensional ingot. Let me try this just to make sure I'm correct. Yeah, I'm totally right. That's exactly what's happening here. Okay. Ouch. This dude is destroying this area every time I summon him. Okay, but this is how it works, though. Ouch, 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 ouch. I may have to rebuild this area out of some tougher blocks like obsidian. I'll come back here maybe at some point in the off-screen and rebuild this area so I can farm this more effectively. But, okay, so that's what that is. That's good to know. I can just put a block here and summon him over and over again. Great. All right, let's go deal with the temple, and then we are actually going to stop because food is here. Someone was very kind and brought me something to eat when I did not ask for it, and it would be very rude to let it get cold. I'm pretty sure this is the temple. I can't think of what else this would be, this structure right here. It's very spooky. It's made out of blood-stained bricks and fabric of reality for columns, dark wood from the Tura. Very, very spooky. Fabric of reality floors, and of course, another weighted pressure plate. So I think this is definitely where we're supposed to be. So cursed rock is found in the temple. Oh, I begin to feel comfortable with the prismarine helmet. That's nice. Aha! And he dropped a cursed rock. There we go. My comfort level for these is increased, which means I can now apply more modifiers to them. Nice. Cursed rock found in the deep dark. Reusable. Excellent. And I think, can I summon him again to get another one if I want to? Actually, you know what? Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I can, and I wonder if it would be possible to boop him and take him back as Woot. I wonder if it'd be possible to do it to the battle golem. I'm not sure if that's a thing. I'll test that off screen, if it's possible for me to swipe that battle golem's soul. I suspect it won't work, and the reason I think it won't is because I think that command block is summoning a specific battle golem that is that is holding dimension ingots. I suspect that special state won't be preserved by Woot, but we can test it and see. By the way, just to show you what happens if I go out here to the dark and just wait. If you wait a minute, you'll just start taking damage. It's a little generous. It gives you a minute, but you will eventually start to take damage out here. I just wanted to show you so you can see it and not be like, ah, what's going on? In fact, while I'm waiting for it to start attacking me, I'll fly over here and show you how I learned about the... wow, there's a lot of trolls down here now. I'll use Unfathomable Breaker here, question mark. So, these little balls, if you go over to them, wow, I'm not taking damage. That is a generous cooldown timer. So there's a sign on this floating ball that says Unfathomable Breaker. I don't know if I'm supposed to use the Unfathomable Breaker here. Sneaking in where we shouldn't, question mark, and then Unfathomable Breaker. I don't know what that means. I don't know why that's on this ball, unless it's a hint suggesting that we need the Unfathomable Breaker to get into the prison. But I just wanted to show this. I don't know why I'm not taking damage now. You do take damage if you stay out in the dark for long enough. I promise you do. I'm not going to wait around to be getting hurt, though, especially when we've overrun this much. There's a lot of Thumbcraft crystals here, too, as you can clearly see. This is a pretty cool dimension. This is a very old dimension. Extra Utilities 2 is a very old mod. And this is a very old dimension from a very old mod. But it's still a pretty cool one. I really like it. I feel like in some way... Ah, there we go. Now I'm starting to get hurt. See, I'm getting damaged for no reason, and it's the darkness that's doing it. And in fact, if I TP home... Or actually, no. If I just place down a light source, you can see... watch. Now I'm not taking damage anymore, because it's the darkness that hurts you. Just as a heads up. So, we're going to cut it here, because I have the Cursed Stone. We now have a way to get dimensional ingots, which was stopping me from doing some things. I'm going to figure out what I was doing wrong with that key. I thought you clicked the key on... Actually, there is one final thing. Let me test. I thought you clicked the key on the ground to make it. Let me try this. Sap. Let me try putting it on an oak sapling. Because I know the portal that you summon for the Betweenlands, I'm not going there. I promise you. I swear I'm not going there this episode. I will not. But when you summon the portal, it's a giant tree that has holes in it, and the holes are portals. Maybe it has to be clicked on a sapling. I have to confess, it's been a while since I have done Betweenlands. Let me just test this real quick. Let me try and click this on a sapling and see what that does. I thought clicking the talisman on the ground summoned the thing, but maybe it has to be put on a tree sapling to do it. I will test that real fast, and if that doesn't work, then we will leave it for next episode. Next episode, we will go to the Abyssal lands, the Abyssal Wasteland, and we'll go to the Betweenlands. This is, I think, what we're going to do. Next episode is going to be real creepy. Both of those places are creepy. I don't like them. They're not great. They're not happy fun times. It's not a place of joy. It's a place of sorrow and horrors, is what it is. Yeah. I feel the same. If I were to put the sapling here, and then if I did this, what? Yep, that was the issue. Is it needed a sapling? Okay, the ghost is here too. Now you do have to stand in these portals to transmit through them. They are almost they are completely identical to Nether portals, which is quite nice. But this is what the portal looks like. That is a weedwood tree, and it has these fancy little doors inside of it. That leads you to the Betweenlands. You know what? I lied. We're not going to explore it, but I will go in there and show it to you. The Betweenlands is a very spooky place. Let's see if we got lucky. Where are we going to spawn in on the other side of this place? This is essentially a horrid swamp dimension. Caverns? Are we underground? Wilderness? Caverns, wilderness, yes. Hello? Well, that's the skybox for the Betweenlands, but where are we? I'm not going to move because it's thinking. It's loading. This is... Yep, there it is. Completed at the Betweenlands. Yeah, dank world. I know. I think we spawned on top of a zombie. I think this structure has spawned on a zombie and fragged him into a wall. Yep. Okay. We are in the middle of a swamp. Welcome to the Betweenlands. Like I said, even though I hate the Betweenlands, I also love it because, much like the Twilight Forest, it is an entire overworld unto itself. Okay, this could legitimately be its own game. That's how complex the Betweenlands is. The Betweenlands and the Twilight Forest are two of the best extra dimension mods, in my opinion. There's a very big angry thing swimming in the water, lurkers. They're predatory. They're hunting. They're lurking, as their name implies. There's swamp hags everywhere, which are a horrid kind of zombie. And there's dimensional tears in the sky, because this dimension is a between place. That's why it's called the Betweenlands. Even in its own lore, like the canon lore for the Betweenlands is, this isn't its own dimension. It's sort of like a crack in between dimensions. It's an in-between place, and it's like a compost heap. Everything that falls out of other worlds ends up here and just rots and composts down. So it's an interdimensional swamp in its own, not a dimension. It's a very cool place. It's very interesting. We're not going to explore it right now. You can also see I'm slowly dying. You see those balls that have appeared over my hunger? If those run out, I'm going to start turning into a zombie, and I'm going to start dying. And it's very gross. So let me go home, and then I'm going to cut this stream. The Betweenlands is a fun place. It's also a terrible place. You have to know how to survive there to be able to survive effectively. I will teach you what I know, as I always try to, even though I am a Class A dingus and constantly forget things and am very scatterbrained. I will nevertheless endeavor to try and instruct you on how to not die in the Betweenlands. Thankfully, the Betweenlands mechanics don't apply once you leave. As you see, I'm no longer slowly rotting and turning into a zombie, so it's fine. If things ever become too much, you can always just leave, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. What was the last thing on the quest that we needed? The wormhole experiments, right? We read this. Corrales was a scientist, and we need to make a wormhole catalyst. I'll get to work on this, so in addition to doing all of the other things next chapter, in addition to going to the Betweenlands and going to the Abyssal Wastelands, we'll try and make this next episode. I think this is doable. I'm going to have to go mining in the Aether to get more gravitites, but I think we can do it. The Ludicrite's going to be a problem. I'm not sure how to make that, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. This has been Meatballcraft, Dimensional Ascension, Arcana Edition, which is very fitting because we learned some magic, and then we got horrifically murdered by magic several times. We got spawn camped by magic. But this has been Lord Rain, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation of dying and screaming in another dimension. Good night, dear listeners. Good night.